Welcome to the Mullin It Over podcast with Reverend Jack Mullins and Austin Covey.
Well, I never understood why churches don't do more of that. There are churches that I've heard referred to as launchpad churches.
Yeah.
They're maybe larger churches, but I don't want to say maybe that's going to sound demeaning. Maybe they don't take as deep a dive theologically as other places do, but they're an entry point.
Sure.
Which is a good thing to have. Like some people say, oh, they don't get theologically deep, like it's a negative. It's like, well, if the first time you went swimming was in the ocean, you might have had a rough time.
Yeah.
Maybe try the 3 foot, 3 foot in
Yeah.
at the kid pool first, and then work your way up. But I don't know why we don't do a better job of trying to. We interchange members in the sense that we steal them from each other. A lot of church growth is actually the church down the street shrunk or made somebody mad or whatever, and so we took their people.
Yeah.
But we don't tend to actively try to help people find the place where they're the best fit.
Yeah, and part of the reason is, and it kind of gets back to that defensiveness, congregations get defensive over the way we are going to do it. Do you want to grow? Well, not if it means we're going to have to change.
Yes.
And I had that statement made to me in response to a question I asked. Do you want to grow? No, we like the size we are. We really don't want to grow. We don't want anything to change. Then why are you doing what you're doing?
Right.
Well, we're doing what we're doing now because we enjoy it. Why are you not doing more? Because we'd have to change.
And the unfortunate reality for them is the world is going to change whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
You can get left sitting still real fast.
Yeah. And it's hard, when you have a congregation who have been doing worship, for example, in the same way for 50 years, predominantly. Their liturgy is set, the way they do things. Well, every church, I don't care if it's a Bible church, a contemporary church, everybody has their own liturgy. All that means is they have their way of doing things.
Right.
They have a particular order they are used to. Certain things they're going to do every Sunday. So it's hard for them to adjust that to make it newcomer friendly. I had a friend one time who said, referring to a church as a church family is sadly appropriate because the most difficult group to break into is an established family coming in from the outside. And that's true, especially if it is a tightly knit family. My wife's family is very close, or was, and they would gather together every Sunday afternoon for a meal, a picnic, and all the cousins knew each other. And it was a bit daunting to figure out my place in that.
You were the outsider.
Of course. Hey, I was a kid from Dallas.
Yeah.
Coming into rural Arkansas. I had a lot working against me.
Just the TV show alone would do you in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, man. And but churches are kind of that way, and we are not intentional enough about creating situations that are not only welcoming, but are intended for new believers. Like you said, the situation where someone can come in and are allowed to grow in their faith and understanding. They're allowed to wade in the shallow
Right.
before they're thrown into the deep.